Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Sunday. It is the 10th day of October 2021. I hope you're all COVID-free today. I hope you're healthy. I hope your family, in terms of their needs overall and basic food, shelter, clothing, as well as health, is being met. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, even on the weekends to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep our places clean. Blessings upon those also that make deliveries for our convenience on days like today on Sunday when people are watching TV and they want to have something delivered. People will be out there doing that for us. Blessings also upon those that that are trying to deliver boys and girls, men and women and children from the clutches of sex slave, human trafficking, prostitution, child prostitution, molestation, child molestation, pedophilia. Curses upon those that practice these things. Blessings upon those, finally, that are the homeless. 600,000 men, women, and children in the United States and millions around the world. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom, and upon those trying to help. There was a basketball game last night, and today is Sunday, and generally I don't do videos on Sunday, but it is preseason, and tomorrow I do have the day off. So, and the Knicks beat the Washington Wizards last night, 117-99. The thing that impressed me about last night's win, it's a preseason game, so it doesn't count, but I've been trying to contain my excitement for the upcoming Knicks season. Ever since, really, we drafted Grimes and Deuce, and then we saw Obi, the maturation of Obi and IQ in the Summer League, and of course, we signed Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. So all of that together with the continuity from last year's team caused me to be very excited about the Knicks. I predicted 50 wins, and I think I'm going to stick with that. I predicted top 6 at a minimum in the East, but depending on the healthy Mitchell Robinson, top 3. Now, all of those things and more were in effect last night. Tom Thibodeau said he wanted to increase the number of three-point shots that the Knicks create. And last night, the Knicks took 52 three-point shots, 52, and shot 46% from 3, hitting 24 of them. Now, the amazing thing about last night is that Julius Randle, our best player, did not play. And for the most part, the Wizards were fully staffed. They had Beal, they had Dinwiddie, they had their crew. Now, they were missing a very important piece in Thomas Bryant, their center, but Daniel Gafford is pretty good too, and they're vying for the center position. So the Wizards were pretty much intact last night. And so it was an impressive display from the Knicks, not only in terms of the three-point shooting I mentioned, they also had 27 assists. The thing is, and of course, they had 18 turnovers. They did turn the ball over way too much, but I think that was a lot of that was a function of Obi being inserted into the starting lineup and the starters not used to Obi being there as opposed to Randle being there. That will create some issues, just getting used to each other. So that kind of skews that a little bit, even though 18 is way too much. But without Julius Randle, and the thing is that I was at the edge of my seat calling for Deuce because I saw that RJ was trying to guard Beal, right? Beal is an all NBA player. He's one of the top 15 players in the NBA. One of the top shooters for sure. And no easy cover. Okay, no easy cover. And so RJ was having a little bit of trouble, not a lot, but a little bit, because Beal is tough. And then Dinwiddie was also given a little bit of problem, not a lot, a little bit. I thought Washington's a little overrated going into the season anyway, but so I was calling, I wanted to see how Deuce McBride would be guarding Bradley Beal. And, I guess I have to wait for that because Tom, smartly, what he's doing is he's trying to set, as he said, he's trying to set his rotation. He's trying to get ready because the Knicks are going to try to make a run this year, a serious playoff run. So he's trying to make sure he's got his team tight. So he had RJ in the fire against Beal. RJ ended up doing very well. He's a little shaky at first, but he ended up doing very well. Of course, we talked about RJ being a scorer. He was the leading scorer for the Knicks last night with 18. And he shot 50% from 3. The 3-point shot is there. He's going to score. He's going to find ways to score because that's his natural ability to score. And so that's what he did last night. That's what you're going to see that all year from him. And the thing is, I'm most excited about is that I can see this team getting much better as the season goes on. And to be this early in the season and to be in this type of flow. And that's why the continuity we talked about, bringing back a Alec Burks, bringing back a Nerlens Noel, bringing back a Taj Gibson, is extremely important because you want to keep that. The Knicks have been turning over their roster every year for multiple years. And now, of course, this is the third year of RJ and Julius. And now you're going to have Mitchell Robinson coming back playing together. Now, Jericho Sims played a good game last night. I think he had 13 rebounds. He really played a good game. Very solid game for a rookie. He got lost in a couple of times, but you're going to expect that in a rookie, in his rookie year. I don't get carried away. Some think he's going to be the starting center or he's going to take Mitchell Robinson's place. That's kind of ridiculous, but he is looking very good. I will give him that. He's looking very good, and I'm glad we picked him. We got a steal at 58 with this guy. So, we're in good shape at the 5 spot for several years to come. We really are. We're in good shape there. This kid looks very strong. Kemba was exposed defensively, and we all knew that might be a situation. I'm not saying Kemba's a terrible defender, and again, Bradley Beal's a tough cover, but every time Bradley Beal or Dinwiddie had Kemba on him, they went right at him. Beal being Beal, and of course, Dinwiddie at 6'5" has a big height advantage over Kemba, and they were taking advantage of it. But the Knicks played extremely good team defense to help Kemba in that scenario, and that was very, very good. Of course, it was a big night for both Obi Toppin and Kevin Knox in the absence of Julius Randle. Kevin came out of the gate firing, 4 of 5 from 3-point range. He cooled down in the second half. Actually, he didn't take as many shots, actually, what happened. He played really good defense. He was rebounding the basketball strong. Kevin played a good game. He just played a good game. He showed the hard work, as I have been thinking, the hard work that he's been putting in showed last night. And of course, Obi, what I liked about Obi is that he had apparently an understanding that he was going to get X number of minutes last night. Like he knew he was going to get, so he wasn't forcing anything. As a matter of fact, it was almost frustrating to me a little bit because I was thinking he was deferring, too much. He was deferring too much. He should have been a little bit more aggressive, but he let the game come to him. He played 28 minutes last night. I don't think he played 28 minutes for the Knicks in anything but summer league. But he played 28 minutes last night. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He ended up with 13 points, 8 boards. He filled the stat sheet, 2 blocks, a steal, an assist. I mean, he played really good last night. Obi Toppin did. Okay, he had a couple of foul calls on picks, one of which was extremely questionable. Put it that way. But other than that, Obi played a really good game last night, 28 minutes and 13 points. And he's not the focal point. He wasn't the focal point of the offense as Julius would have been if he was there. Obi was really, as I mentioned, deferring, but letting the game come to him. And he displayed everything. He displayed the dunk on the alley-oop, the shooting. You can't Obi played good. Okay. Kevin played good. Both of them filled in very well for Julius Randle. And so, this is, we're in pretty good shape. Evan Fournier had 14 points. I think what you're seeing from Evan Fournier is pretty much what you're going to see all year. He's a veteran. He's not going to change that much. I mean, very rarely you see a veteran after they 6, 7, 8 years in the league make any drastic changes to their game. And what you saw from him last night, I mean, I expect him to shoot a little better. Again, he was only 2 of 7 from 3. I think that's going to get better. He scored about 14 points. I think he'll just get more efficient as the year gets on. Kemba only scored 6, but Kemba seemed to be, more of a distributor last night. I mean, how many assists did he have? Kemba had 4 assists, but he seemed to be more of a distributor. He wasn't really shooting that much. I think he'll, obviously he's going to get better as the season goes on, as he learns to gel. D Rose was D Rose, 15 points. He had 8 assists. He had 4 rebounds. He was 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3-point line. Tweaked his ankle a little bit. So maybe we want to give him some rest and let Deuce get some time going forward. But he played very well. And I mentioned Jericho Sims with the 13 rebounds, the 3 on the offensive end. He ended up with 7 points. Very good game from this kid. He really we really got a steal at 58. We really got steals at all of our positions. Grimes came in last night straight away, 2 of 2 from 3. I mean, knocked down 2 right away. He came in ready. Quick looked very good. I mean, he looked very good at the point guard spot, coming in for him and D Rose. Coming in for Kemba and Evan. He's really getting better as literally. I see improvements with IQ from the last game, and then improvements from the summer. He's getting very good. This is what I mean. The Knicks have not even really hit their stride. This is really just warm up for us. And I can see them getting a lot better as the season goes on. And so you're going to see progressions. Now, nothing is perfect. And I expect, there'll be injuries. Like D Rose tweaked his ankle last night. He said it wasn't serious, but you're going to get that kind of stuff, during the course of the season. D Rose played 19 minutes. Kemba played 20 minutes. Again, Kemba only played almost 21 minutes. I like that balance. I love that balance. If we can keep them 20 minutes, and I told y'all, if you could keep D Rose at 20 minutes a game, and that's more easier to do now with a Kemba Walker starting, they're going to be fresh for the playoffs. You're going to see them peak at the right time. Man, I mean, it's going to be tough. We're going to be a problem for the Eastern Conference. We really are. And now, again, you mentioned Kevin Knox showing what he can do. Alec Burks came in. He was 2 of 10. Didn't shoot the ball very well. But then again, you see, Alec Burks last year was a main cog, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Alec Burks, as I mentioned to you before, he's one of those players that is more valuable to you come playoff time. Okay, as you go down the stretch, he's a money guy. He's in that mold of Joe Ingles, Dennis Johnson. Guys that are money players at the playoff time. You don't see a whole bunch of spectacular things during the course of the year, but he's going to be there for the playoffs. He's a money player. So and he's looking like he's supposed to. He's another vet. He's not going to change what he is. He is what he is, and it's good enough for the position that we need him to be. Taj Gibson, though. He's added to his game. He really has. He's added to his game. He always had a low post game, but he's more confident. He only took 1 3 last night, but he's confident shooting it. And he shot some mid range as well. So, and he's our third string center, and he could also play some 4. Okay, last night he was backup center. So no, he was the starting center. Sorry, he was the starting center. Jericho was the backup. Although Jericho, I think, played more minutes. Taj played 21 minutes. How many minutes did Jericho play? Yeah, Jericho played he played 26 plus minutes last night. Jericho was on the floor more, which was good. So I like what Tibbs is doing. I like how he's developing these guys. At this point, he's not focusing on the rookies, McBride and Grimes. He's focusing on what he knows is going to be his rotation. Although, I have to say, like with the tweaking of D Rose's ankle, you want to get Grimes some minutes. You want to, in the preseason, you want him, to get used to stepping in case D Rose, there's going to be games where Kemba's not going to play, or D Rose is not going to play, or both of them are not going to play. You got to have an IQ and a deuce prepared for that. And I'm not going too hard on Tom Thibodeau, obviously, but I'd like to see some more minutes for McBride to prepare him for what's coming. I really wanted to see what he would do defensively against Bradley Beal, but I guess that's for another time. But yeah, overall, the Knicks, I mean, like I said, man, they shoot 52 3-pointers last night, hit 24 of them, 46% from 3. That's ridiculous, man. That's straight ridiculous. But they had 18 turnovers, and they played a bad game in far the turnovers, and they still end up winning the game by 18 against a team that really had all of their regular players there. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm really excited about what this team is going to do. Like I said, I understand. I'm not looking at this as mid-season form. This is preseason form. This is just getting acclimated, getting the feet wet. When they get in mid-season form, wow. I mean, and it's good because you remember now, we got a couple of long road trips. March is going to be hell to pay. When you come from the end of February going into March, I think they're spending like 2 weeks on the road, man. I mean, it's going to be hell to pay. So it's good for them to start gelling, at that time. They're going to be tough on that road trip. I mean, even though they're going to be on the road against all of the toughest teams in the NBA, the toughest teams in the NBA better be ready because the Knicks are coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep saying, not only are we here, we deep. We really are. We here and we deep. Look, no Julius, Obi, and Kevin step up like hungry lions to get done what they want to get. What they're going to get done, man. I mean, and we don't even have Mitchell Robinson or Nerlens Noel playing right now. Mitchell Robinson, on the good news, was doing some sprints yesterday. Yes, he was running some sprints yesterday. So it could very well be within 2 weeks, he's ready to play. And I don't know if he'll start because, he's got to go through the conditioning stuff, but he starts coming off the bench for us. I'm trying to tell you, a healthy Mitchell Robinson with this team, top 3 in the East, yo. Top 3, I'm not trying to hear it. And you know what else? I can't wait to play the best teams. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait till we play Brooklyn and Milwaukee and Philly. I can't wait till we do that, man. Wow. But you know who's going to surprise people? Toronto. I know people looking at Boston because they got new point guard and, they got center, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not worried about Boston. And Miami's going to be good. We know Miami's going to be good. And we know Atlanta's going to be good. Atlanta's going to be good and Miami's going to be good. But the Knicks are going to be good too. The Knicks are just as good, if not better, than those teams. I'm telling you right now. They're at least as good than those teams. So let's put it this way. I know they're as good as them. Let's see the Knicks prove they're better than them during the course of the season. I can't wait to see. Okay. And then your Nets and your Phillies, let's see what you got. Okay. And then the Bucks are the defending champions. So you got to give them that respect, right? They're defending champions. They bring back everybody. They're going to be tough, but I'm not worried about nobody. We could play. And Tom Thibodeau actually said that. He said something to the effect that if we rebound and play defense, we can play against anybody on any night. And you know what? That's straight facts. That's true. So enjoy your weekend. If you're a Knicks fan, this is really a good era to be a Knicks fan. You got the right management. You got the owner stepping back and giving the management what they're asking for. You got the right coaching staff. You got the players. You got the rookies. You got the draft picks. You got cap space and you can create when you need it. This is a good time to be a Knicks fan. I don't believe the Knicks have ever been in this position. Ever. Ever. With everything I just named. The players, they got their own draft picks, right? They got the coaching staff, not just the coach, but the staff and the management and the owner backing up and giving the management what they need and staying out the way. I don't think the Knicks have ever had that. Ever. Even when they won championships. Red Holzman's obviously a legendary coach, but it was a different era. And they obviously had the team. But it's a different era. In this era, it's tougher, I think, on management and coaches than it was back then. But man, the Knicks are they're in good shape. I talked about sustainable winning. I talked about a year ago, the San Antonios, the Miamis, the Bostons, and how we need to become like them. Well, look, Dr. Don Leon and them, it only took them a year, maybe a year and a half, and they got it all straight now. It's amazing, man. It's a good time. Y'all millennials, you should be very happy because I'm telling you, going back to 1970 myself, I'm telling you, 69s, we ain't seen this. I'm trying to tell you, enjoy it, man. This is, and I don't know how long it's going to last. Hopefully at least 5 years with Tom Thibodeau and Leon. But daggone, man, we got a good situation right now. Julius Randle just reaching his prime. And the rest of our main players, nowhere near their prime. RJ is going to be a problem. And he's only 21. And don't let Mitchell Robinson stay healthy. And he's only 23. People talking about Kevin's only 22. Obi's 23. He's old compared to that. We in good shape, though. We really are. Be thankful for what you got right now. Because this has been a long time coming, baby. We've been waiting most of us Knicks Nation been waiting a long time for something like this. To have a team put together like this. So enjoy your Sunday. Be safe out there. It's a good time to be a Knicks fan. Next game is Wednesday. They're playing Detroit. I think it's Detroit at the Garden on Wednesday night. So, and we're going to be on Nick of Time TV tonight, Nick of Time channel with my man Jay Ellis and Ryan G in the building, going over last night's game. So that should be fun too. But y'all please have a really safe and healthy and good weekend and enjoy it. For those of you like me that are off tomorrow, enjoy that too. For those of you that not, blessings to you too. Shalom.